Well, Canadians are being asked to sign up for a national contact tracing app aimed at controlling the spread of COVID-19. Before the national rollout, the app will be tested in Ontario. It's set to begin in about 2 weeks. The use of the app is voluntary, but the Prime Minister says the more people use it, the more effective it will be. Justin Trudeau is also trying to ease concerns that some may have about privacy.
It functions entirely on an anonymized basis. There are no identifiers of your phone, of your number, of your identity, of your address, or even of your location.
Well, the app uses Bluetooth to track users' contacts. It sends out an alert if they've been in close proximity to another user who has been diagnosed with COVID-19. Well, for more on this, we've reached Ann Cavoukian. Now, she's a former Privacy Commissioner for Ontario, now leads the Privacy by Design Centre of Excellence at Ryerson University. And thanks so much for joining us. We always want to get your thoughts when something like this is talked about. You've had a bit of a peek under the hood on this app, and how does it work?
It's amazing. It is totally privacy protective, and it reveals no personal identifiers, no geolocation data, nothing. And let me be clear, I never take anything at face value. Trust but verify. I always look under the hood. Apple briefed me on 2 separate occasions on all the details involved in this, and it is amazing. It is totally voluntary and under the control of the individual. That's privacy is all about personal control. No personal identifiers are collected whatsoever. And they also called it exposure notification, not a contact tracing app, because they want to make it clear to people, you're not being traced or tracked or surveilled. What the purpose of this app is to enable you to be notified if you've been exposed to someone who is COVID-19 positive. It's all in your hands. You have total control.
All right, let's talk about the privacy measures being taken with this app. Bluetooth being used.
Yes.
You've had a look under the hood. What are the mechanics then of what keeps your information private?
Bluetooth is amazing. Bluetooth beacons, they change every 15 minutes. So there's no ability for someone to say, oh, well, we located this person, we've got the identifier, we've got the keys, because they're constantly changing. And in addition to that, Apple, Google have encrypted the metadata arising from the Bluetooth beacon. So it's, I'm not going to say impossible, nothing is impossible, but it's virtually impossible to identify anyone using this. And that's why so many jurisdictions that started with a privacy invasive contact tracing app, like Australia, the UK, they've just switched to using the Apple Google framework. And there's no monetization. Apple and Google will work with public health authorities to make sure it's implemented properly. And it complements existing manual contact tracing that public health authorities do. It is just amazing. And it's totally decentralized. They've built it on my Privacy by Design framework, where privacy is the default setting, meaning nobody has to ask for privacy to be protected. It is automatically embedded in the system right from the start.
All right, so this, though, does depend on people downloading the app and then signifying their positive status, I suppose, if they then have that, and to put that in to notify others. So let's talk about the mechanics of how it will be used.
You're right. Individuals have to self-report that they're COVID-19 positive, and that will enable others who have been exposed to them to seek the help that they need to determine if they've been exposed or not. But the beauty of this is you need trust. There's no question. If people don't trust this, it's not going to happen. And that's why I'm speaking out in favor of it. I want to give people that level of comfort and trust, because I have looked under the hood. And I should point you to Germany. Germany is like the leading privacy and data protection country in the world. They just developed their app based on the Apple Google framework that they released it 3 days ago. Within 1 day, they had 6.5 million users download the app within 1 day, because that's the level of trust that in Germany is engendered in this kind of privacy protective system.
So your area of expertise is privacy, which is why we're talking to you, but the officials have been telling us for a long time that the ability to contact trace could be key moving forwards. So can you just talk a bit about the nexus of this app and the hope that people will use it and the hope for result?
It's true. We have to have people using this Otherwise, it's going to be of no value. And you've probably heard, we need about 60% of the population using this for it to be effective. I think that's a little high, 50 to 60% in that area, but it's built on trust. If people don't trust the fact that their personal information is not going to be collected, retained, no information is disclosed, they have to trust that. Otherwise, they're not going to use it. So this is built on a model of trust, which is why I'm emphasizing again and again, no privacy protective measures have been overlooked. It's totally decentralized. It resides on your device. You choose to download the app. Everything resides on your device. And Apple and Google partner together on this because the majority of the devices out there are either iPhones or Androids. So they wanted to get the broadest reach. And we're just trying to tell people all the information is decentralized, lives on your device. You have total control of this information. That's why I'm encouraging people to consider using it. You can also look at the source code if you want to check it out further. As I said, Germany is doing it. The UK, which originally started with a privacy invasive app, has dumped that, and they're switching to the Apple Google framework, as are many other jurisdictions. And I should point out, Ontario, my province, is doing this. I applaud them. They've gone to great lengths to ensure Ontarians that privacy is being strongly protected, and it's only an exposure notification app. It doesn't do any tracing or tracking.
Okay. From the privacy point of view, I take it you say people should look into and very possibly go ahead with this.
That's what I'm encouraging people to do, to consider it. It's their choice, though. Control has to reside with the individual.
Ann Cavoukian, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, John.
Ann Cavoukian is a former Ontario Privacy Commissioner, and we reached her in Toronto.